The Great Big Book of Snakes and Reptiles by Barbara Taylor and Mark O'Shea is what we're going to review today. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I, Khansa Kamila, and here I am going to talk about this very book right here called The Great Big Book of Snakes and Reptiles. Well, it may sound a bit exaggerating as you read the title, but trust me, it doesn't. And this book right here worth every second of your time. Well, most likely if you are interested in reptiles and animals. So first, let me tell you what has gotten me so deep into this book right here. Well, a little story time. I found out about this book like around 2 years ago when I was in sixth grade. While I was looking for books about reptiles, especially snakes, and I stumbled upon this book. I got greatly interested because it has over 700 photographs and illustrations, which would help understanding the book content even more. Then after that, I searched up some things about the authors. The first one is Mark Timothy O'Shea. He is an English herpetologist. Herpetologist is a scientist who studies amphibians like frogs, toads, salamander, and also reptiles such as snakes, lizards, and crocodiles. And he is also a wildlife photographer, an author, and a lecturer. And the second one is Barbara Taylor. Well, I must admit, searching for her information isn't easy, as she is the type of author who maintain high degree of privacy. But what I've found so far is Barbara Taylor is an award-winning children's science and natural history author who has written several educational books specifically about snakes and reptiles. So now let's get into the actual book. So for the book itself, it contains 255 pages in total and has a dimension of 22 centimeters wide and 29 centimeters tall with a thickness of around 2 centimeters. And you can see from the cover, it displays a photograph of a green snake and also a title and some description. And on the back cover, you can see some more photographs from the book and descriptions about the book. So, the book starts by explaining what makes an animal a reptile. Reptiles are cold-blooded, which means they rely on the sun or warm surfaces to control their body temperature. They have scaly skin that helps prevent water loss. And most reptiles lay eggs with soft shells. The book also explains how reptiles breathe using lungs and how their bodies are built differently from mammals. And so, a large part of the book focuses on snakes. The book explains how snakes move using their muscle and scales, even though they don't have legs. It also explains how snakes senses their environment using their tongues and heat sensing pits. The book describes how snakes eat by swallowing their prey whole and explains how their jaw can stretch. It also explains the difference between venomous and non-venomous snakes and how venom is used to hunt, not to attack humans. So, different types of snakes are featured, such as pythons, cobras, rattlesnakes, and sea snakes. The book emphasizes that most snakes are not aggressive and usually only bite when they feel threatened. The book doesn't just focus on snakes, it also explains many other reptiles. Lizards are shown to be very diverse, from tiny geckos to huge Komodo dragons. The book explains how some lizards can change color, drop their tails, or climb walls. Turtles and tortoises are explained by focusing on their shells, and long lifespans. The book explains the difference between turtles, tortoises, and terrapins, which many people often confuse. Crocodiles and alligators are shown as powerful predators. But the book also explains that they are caring parents and have survived since the time of dinosaurs. The book explains how reptiles live in many different habitats around the world, including the deserts, rainforests, swamps, and oceans. It explains how reptiles adapt to their environments through camouflage, behavior, and body structure. And it also explains reptiles' life cycles, including egg laying, hatching, shedding skin, and growing into adults. The book shows that reptiles are usually calm animals that conserve energy rather than being constantly active. One important part of the book is conservation. The book explains that many reptiles are endangered because of habitat destruction, pollution, climate change, and illegal wildlife trade. The book encourages people to respect reptiles and protect their environment instead of fearing them. This message makes the book educational but also meaningful. One of the strengths of this book is its visuals. The photos and diagrams make learning easier and more interesting. The information is clear and organized, which helps the reader understand complex topics. A weakness of the book is that it is quite fact heavy, so readers who prefer stories might not enjoy it as much. But also, some of the vocabulary might be challenging for younger readers or those who haven't been in the animal community for a long time. So, in my opinion, The Great Big Book of Snakes and Reptiles is an excellent nonfiction book for students who like science and animals, especially reptiles and snakes. It taught me many things I didn't know before, especially about snakes and how misunderstood they are. Well, I would recommend this book to animal lovers and anyone who is interested in nature. I would give this book a rating of 10 out of 10 because it is informative, well organized, and visually engaging. So, to conclude this review, The Great Big Book of Snakes and Reptiles is not only informative but also eye opening. It helps reader understand reptiles better and removes many common fears and misunderstandings about them, with its detailed explanations, strong visuals, and meaningful message about conservation. This book is truly worth reading. Thank you for watching, and I hope this review helped you decide whether this book is for you.